meeting Todra in the English Premiership, and that match was a crucial match for Chelsea Football Club because of say they needed to win just to make sure somebody to make it in the first four. On the English Premiership table, a bit to make also in the league. But then after somebody cruising just to 1-0 win against Tottenham Hotspur, they've been able to get close to about third on that particular position, outgasting the side of Manchester City by just a point on the league law currently as we speak. But Enra, give me two Drano. The catcher say, Papa friend say Enzo Maresca. When he wants to start BBR or person or the Chelsea Football Club, it is not just like Mauricio Pochettino Chelsea Football Club. The kind of Mauricio Pochettino, the kind of tactics I know Timibo at the Chelsea, say Chelsea wants to transition. It's not the same as Enzo Maresca currently as we speak for Chelsea Football Club, because Enzo Maresca loves to start his transition from the back. He loves to get the goalkeepers in play. He loves to make sure that he will use the 1.5-2 rotation, the attacking third, and use the 4 solid square in that particular midfield for Chelsea Football Club. And quite often in the transition, he makes sure that Robert Sanchez, as the first goalkeeper for Chelsea, will get himself involved in the play when he wants to start that particular transition from the back. So I'll actually explain a lot of these kind of tactics on your tactical board. But Enra, first level team told you the Chelsea Football Club now. Bakado said Enzo tried to bring the 4-2-3-1 tactical formation in his first starting lineup, and then Andy Postecoglou will also try to bring up the 4-2-3-1, the same tactical formation. But then so Mutime switch a defender. They will try to defend in the 4-3-3 shape. Or Mutime open up wide in the wing. So Mutime Kipi and also Mutime Pini, the right fullback position and the left fullback position of Chelsea or Mankasa opposing halves. Now making sure that they will counter on most of these players or Muda attacking. They are good on the ball and they can easily rely on counter-attacking ball. Meeting Ashe Ediama Tottenham Hotspur. But Enra, give me a course 4-2-3-1 for the side of Chelsea Football Club, starting for Malu Gusto Treble Chaloba as that particular left centre back for Chelsea. Levi Colwell will be that right centre back for Chelsea Football Club, and Marco Kela will become the left fullback positioner for the side of Chelsea Football Club. But in Fifi Honomono, it wasn't that kind of Fifi Unya for Chelsea and against Tottenham in the last derby, almost share Tottenham by 4-3 in that particular midfield. Enzo Maresca played Papa Everson Moises Caicedo and Romeo Lavia in that particular midfield. But Enra gave Romeo Lavia into Wintimia that particular game but Enra in Fifi he played just 2 static midfielders for Chelsea, and then he was able to play Moises Caicedo as the deep line playmaker in that particular midfield for Chelsea, and then Enzo Fernandez as the traditional box-to-box number 8 for Chelsea Football Club. But Jadon Sancho will occupy the right wing forward. Cole Palmer will switch to become a central offensive midfielder supporting the role of Nicholas Jackson, our attacking third wall. Then you get Pedro Neto also in the far right hand side for Chelsea. But so checking for Tottenham, they wanted to depend and they wanted to make sure a lot of acceleration in that particular midfielder. They will place 3 compatible midfielders in that particular midfield for Tottenham Hotspur. So Rodrigo Bentancur will become that distractor who will try to actually distract a lot of balls that Enzo Fernandez will try to progress to Papa Efense Cole Palmer any more than Chelsea Football Club. But James Maddison as an orchestra, as a box-to-box midfielder, will support the role of Dominic Solanke and also dropping in deep. Ababeka, James Maddison who will on the other side of Tottenham Hotspur, and then Lucas Bergvall will become that kind of player in the right midfield role, supporting Papa Efense Rodrigo Bentancur just to pin in Marco Kela in that particular left wing forward for the side of Tottenham Hotspur. But Macacho said Chelsea bought a lot of things when it comes to the fluid formation for the side of Enzo Maresca. But then Chelsea involved Robert Sanchez in that particular tactical, defensive structure of Chelsea. Liverpool will open up wide. The side of the other opponent will also open up wide. But then in terms of the midfield, Chelsea will try to actually create a lot of numerical superiority in that particular midfield just to make sure to meet my supporting the attacking third for Chelsea Football Club. In a way, I'll meet my making a lot of things, and I say I'll meet my pinning a lot of defenders in that particular Tottenham Hotspur Mankasa opposing half. But I switch the next tactical picture. You get to understand this. Macaulay Robert Sanchez always gets himself involved in the play. Now this Robert Sanchez, he opened up the defensive structure of Chelsea Football Club. He comes into the middle and try to direct a lot of passes into the midfield of Chelsea Football Club. And Nipo to me trigger that particular pass and the transition and directed the temple of Chelsea or Mankasa directional play will become Moises Caicedo. Yes, although he is he's not that good passer of the ball, but then when Chelsea wants to transition the ball, is either say Chelsea will try to in into the left-hand side of Omankaso opposing half, making sure that Marco Krela will just walk from the left fullback position to become a left wing, a left inverted midfielder to support Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, because at that time, Enzo Fernandez will be that traditional number 8 player who might join the offensive era of Chelsea Football Club in attacking third. So you get Moises Caicedo who dropping deep to support Robert Sanchez to get in the ball, make sure so bit to transition the ball they are into the attacking there. But then this is how Chelsea FSU transitions. Don't be going to the attacking there. Makacho said Chelsea when you have Cole Palmer loves to duel and also love to create a lot of overloads in the right wing forward of Chelsea for Marcus opposing half, and you get Cole Palmer no bit dropping in. So when Cole Palmer tries to drop in deep, he mostly attracts 2 or 3 players to his side. So we're on the tactical border. So Chelsea a transition. That's what ultimately dropping Cole Palmer from that central midfield. We have space now. This should have been the space I was saying Cole Palmer a bit more occupy in the central midfield of Chelsea. But because he wants to create overload, he wants to cause a lot of distraction into the defensive structure of Tottenham. He needs to move into the right wing forward of Chelsea or Manchester City. And when he comes in here, this is Kwaya Papa, if I say Enzo Maresca, if I use Cole Palmer very well. Over here, he will become an inside central midfielder. Sometimes he will become that particular half space rotation player who will have a lot of collaboration with Papa Nicola Jackson to the attacking third. Into watching just 3 players at the Abanafa in the right midfield and also in the right wing forward of Chelsea Football Club, Manchester opposing half. So when they switch the call into the next tactical picture, you get to understand, say Chelsea switch free that particular right wing or they are going to the left wing, and that's what a lot of space they are calling them. When Chelsea actually transition, Papa even said Enzo Fernandez will try to occupy a lot of space because of say Andy Postecoglou always love to play the 4-3-3, and sometimes when he's doing the high build-up shape, he forgets to make sure so bit more come back to just 4 players in the central midfield of 1.5 half. But then he loves to make sure so about the high build-up. But most of his centre backs, it does speed or meet me recover a lot of things. And they Chelsea and also meet me recover a lot of things. They are Tottenham. So Enzo Fernandez will try to have that half-2 rotation. Will try to have that half-bridge tactical formation in the attacking third at the Chelsea Football Club. Now it's making sure all the spaces over here will occupy the space centrally to support Nicola Jackson, Papa Cole Palmer and Pedro Neto in the attacking third of Chelsea Football Club. Same switch here. This is the flat 4 formation in the attacking third. So about the flat 4 formation, making sure so we are close to about 5 attackers who are creating numerical advantage over the defensive structure of Tottenham Hotspur Wankaso opposing half. So when you check about the kind of attackers who make through and they are to the defensive structure of Tottenham Hotspur, look at the number of offensive midfielders for Chelsea. You get close to about 5 solid offensive midfielders who are more create a lot of numerical superiority and that to Chelsea Moncas attacking third. You got Nicola Jackson having the halfway 10 with Jadon Sancho in that particular left wing forward for Chelsea, and then you get Enzo Fernandez who is trying to occupy that space centrally, and Cole Palmer was switching from that central orchestrating role to becoming a right wing auxiliary midfielder supporting Pedro Neto over here. So when they get the ball, when Jadon Sancho tries to locate Nicola Jackson to the attacking third, you get Pedro Neto's best switch Aquabot auxiliary position role in the striking position for Nicola Jackson. Abra Omulusu, the Papa Nicola Jackson in that static number 9 role for Chelsea Football Club. When it becomes like that, Chelsea try to create a lot of chances. And Enra Anyamwawa, looking at this particular flat 4 formation, that particular gatekeeping formation for Enzo Maresca, he tried to make sure so bit creating numerical superiority. No one making sure say either Enzo Fernandez, either Moises Caicedo, either Cole Palmer, someone joining to the attacking third, any of them can easily score that kind of goal for Chelsea Football Club. But Enra, Andy Postecoglou tried to come in because Enra game was a tight competition. Game now Mourinho, it was an Enzo Maresca game with Mourinho Chelsea. It wasn't about the footballers because we saw a lot of tactical tweaks from the side of Andy Postecoglou and even from the side of Enzo Maresca over here on the tactical board. Now here, after that particular 1-0, Papa said, Enzo Maresca shared that particular goal in the other side of Chelsea. You can easily imagine, say, Andy Postecoglou needed to invent either the M2M press, and I say he needed to invent that distance marking system for the side of Tottenham Hotspur. When you check on your tactical board, maybe almost the distance, meaning that particular opponent halves of Tottenham, or more marking the opponent of Chelsea in the distance marking system. Say Marks, very closer is a man-to-man press system on which mark out for Chelsea Football. And when they did that, they were able to occupy a lot of spaces, even there in the defensive structure of Chelsea Football Club. But then those kind of chances now, Papa Efense said, and you put to school, maintain creative attacking third, and they were not able to capitalize in most of these chances. But some should be on your tactical border. And I play on the modern most so in the moment was Papa Efense Moise Caicedo. And he is a basic distractor in the midfield of the Chelsea Football Club. So show we interceptions over here in your English Premiership. Over interception is about Ryan Gravenberch or Notosu in 52 interceptions for the side of Liverpool. But in Moise Caicedo, it's my 41 interceptions for Chelsea Football currently as we speak. So we'll check it in terms of team play. Big chances created for Moise Caicedo this season has been 4. The side of passes what team created Chelsea has been 1,742 passes for Chelsea in the midfield. Total crosses into the attacking third has been 8, and accurate long balls has been 78. But DIABY, so we'll check it in all starter Moise Caicedo, the side of Chelsea. It has been splendid for the side of Chelsea Football Club. Recoveries only. For the side of Chelsea in the midfield has been 175 recoveries. Makacho said in the midfield you need a distractor, you need someone who recover the ball from most of these open to ball. And Moise Caicedo has been 175 recoveries for Chelsea Football Club. So checking in the English Premier League this season now, it has always been Robert Sanchez this season for Chelsea, which will make 180 recoveries for Chelsea. Second has been Moise Caicedo, and Enra, he was the man of the match. To me, he did very well for Chelsea, making sure that he will have that collaborative effort with Enzo Fernandez in the midfield.
Mate, fantastic, the maestro. Ojana na so obujuma pa, the maestro.
Oh, DIABY.
Nezo Adam for Nasamba. Oh, man, adibio